Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyris D. Jones, and I'm going to take you on a journey and a little ride of how I came to be. I was born June 16th, 1968, to a young woman of the age of 29, a young man aged 24, off at the Vietnam War. This young mother gave birth to this young lad, and she gave this young lad the name Stephen. This young lad, this young boy, that was born to a young woman at the age of 29, a young man at the age of 24 that was off in the Vietnam War, was given the name Stephen DeJuan Jones. As this mother cuddled this young lad, the one that was given the breath of life, she looked down at the baby and she called his name Stephen DeJuan Jones. A cousin came to visit this young mother, and she questions the child's name. And once again, the mother says, Stephen DeJuan Jones. And the cousin looks at the mother and said, girl, you're not going to name that boy after his daddy. So I became Tyris DeJuan Jones. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyris Jones, and once again, I hail from Laurinburg, North Carolina. And you know, storytelling has been around for generations and generations and generations. Ham bone, have you heard? Boom, 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 boom. Mama's gonna buy me a mockingbird. Boom, 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 boom. If that mockingbird don't sing, boom, 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 boom. Mama's gonna buy me a diamond ring. Boom, 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 boom. If that diamond ring don't shine, boom, 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 boom. Mama's gonna buy me a fishing line. Boom, 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 boom. If that fishing line get broke, boom, 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 boom. Mama's gonna buy me a billy goat. Boom, 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 boom. Ham bone, where you been? Boom, 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 boom. Round the world and back again. Boom, 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 boom. There was this lady who has just bought a pig from the market. And when this lady got this pig to her gate, the pig wouldn't go through the gate. So she sees her dog and she says, dog, dog, bite pig so pig will go through the gate. But the dog would not. So she sees a stick and she says, stick, stick, beat dog so dog can bite pig and pig will go through the gate. But the stick would not. Then she sees a fire and she says, fire, fire, burn stick so stick can beat dog, dog can bite pig and pig will go through the gate. But the fire would not. Then she sees a bucket of water and she said, water, water, put out fire so fire can burn stick, stick can beat dog, dog can bite pig and pig will go through the gate. But the water would not. Then she sees her cow that was grazing in the field. She says, cow, cow, drink water so water can put out fire, fire can burn stick, stick can beat dog, dog can bite pig and pig will go through the gate. But the cow would not. So she sees that farmer and she says, farmer, farmer, kill cow so cow can drink water, water can put out fire, fire can put out fire can burn stick, stick can beat dog, dog can bite pig and pig will go through the gate. But the farmer would not. Then she sees a rope and she says, rope, rope, hang farmer so farmer can kill cow, cow can drink water, water can put out fire, fire can burn stick, stick can beat dog, dog can bite pig and pig will go through the gate. But the rope would not. Then she sees a rat and she says, rat, rat, eat rope so rope can hang man, man can kill cow, cow can drink water, water can put out fire, fire can burn stick, stick can beat dog, dog can bite pig and pig will go through the gate. But the rat would not. Then out comes her beautiful black cat. She said, ooh, cat, cat, will you eat rat so rat can eat rope, rope can hang man, man can kill cow, cow can drink water, water can put out fire, fire can burn stick, stick can beat dog, dog can bite pig and pig will go through the gate. But all the cat said was, meow. Well, she puts out a bowl of milk. And the cat began to drink the milk. And as the cat was drinking the milk, And as the cat finished the meal, the cat began to eat the rat began to eat the rope began to eat hang the man began to kill the cow began to drink the water began to put out the fire began to burn the stick began to beat the dog began to bite the pig, and that pig went through the gate, and that woman lived happily ever after. Whew, that was a rough one right there. I grew up in Lawrenceburg, North Carolina. And during the summertime, I spent a lot of time at my grandmother's house, while my mom, that is sitting right there, she was my road dog today, all the way from Lawrenceburg. She was off at work, so 5 cousins was pretty much raised by my grandmother during the summertime, and that's what we spent all our time at my grandmother's house. Now, we would get out the car, my mother's car. We would walk through the front door, go straight out the back door. We would play up until noontime, until it was time to come back in the house and get that thick bologna in between those 2 slices of bread and that tall ice water, where we like saved Kool-Aid for supper time. Well, anyway, while we played in the backyard of my grandmother's housing project, there was a picnic table in the backyard. Now, some of everything went on at that picnic table, from busting watermelons. You know what I'm talking about. When you bust a watermelon and you pull the heart out of it, you know that's the best part of the watermelon. Well, anyway, we would play in the housing projects up and down the road, and everybody knew everybody. But we discovered something one day. Behind those housing projects was a row of trees. And behind those trees was a schoolhouse. One day, we made a path between those trees, and we cut behind the schoolhouse, and good God Almighty, we saw these big old blue dumpsters. You know them dumpsters that have all that sour milk in there and them pencil shavings? Well, we discovered old discarded library books. And we jumped in those dumpsters. Yeah, we created dumpster diving. Oh, yes, we did. We jumped in there, and we collected all those old discarded library books and math books. And we cut back through the trees of the housing projects. And we sat there at that picnic table, and we taught ourselves how to read and write and do math. Well, during the summertime, we called it summer school. Oh, yes, we did. But me, the special one, the one that sat around all the adults when they sat on the front porch selling peas and shucking corn, and all the other cousins was running around, I was that child that sat there and heard all the stories that was going on in the neighborhood. Boy, go play with the children, but for some strange reason, I would always end up on that front porch again. Yeah, I was being groomed as a little boy to become a storyteller. But I tell you one thing, those old discarded library books and all that teaching that we were doing around that table, for some strange reason, I was the only one out of all my cousins that couldn't read too good. While they were playing out there in the schoolyard in the backyard, I always had to go to the school teacher house 1 hour out the day to be taught how to relearn my sounds and my alphabets and things. And I always remember going to this house because it was set up like a classroom. She had the ABCs and the 1, 2, 3s lined up in the wall, across the wall, and for some strange reason, that back room was the hottest room I had ever been in. Maybe because it was summertime. But anyway, I was mad with my mama because she had me held back when I was in the 4th grade because I couldn't read too good. But you know what? That was the best thing she ever done for me. Yeah, I went off to high school, graduated from high school, went off to college and toured the world as a lighting designer, and now I'm standing here as a storyteller. Oh yeah, that was the best thing she ever done for me. But I tell you what, them old discarded library books, I kept a few of them. And I'm going to tell you a few stories from some of them old discarded library books. I stumbled across the story, Old Deacon Fry, and I'm going to put a twist to it. I woke up this morning with the story all in my mind. Yes, I woke up this morning with the story beating in my heart. Ba-dum, boom, ba-dum, boom. Woke up this morning with the story down in my soul. Story time, story time, story time. There was this young pastor who had just landed a pastoralship in this small town that was 1 mile wide and 1 mile long. And the reason why I know it was 1 mile long and 1 mile wide, because that's what the sign said when you entered the town. Well, anyway, word had spread that a young singer pastor was coming into town. And the deacon of the church name was Nathaniel Grapevine. And he had a wife by the name of Sister Grapevine. Well, Sister Grapevine, good God Almighty. Sister Grapevine, good God Almighty. Sister Grapevine, she loved the telephone. Well, she was talking one day about when this young singer pastor come into town, about having a repast after he preached his first sermon. Well, Deacon Nathaniel Grapevine overheard what she said, and he run on down to the church and he called all the community together because he came up with this grand idea. Mind you, he overheard Sister Grapevine. Well, anyway, all these single gals came down to the church when they heard about this meeting and these young singer pastors in town. Well, Deacon Nathaniel Grapevine, he reared his pants up and he stood at the front of the church and he said, well, we would like to have a repast after this young pastor preach his first sermon on Sunday morning. And we need a few gals to cook the main dishes. Well, y'all, all them young gals started raising their hand up in the air wanting to cook them dishes. Well, some of them were happy, and then he stepped on a few of them toes when he told certain ones who could cook and certain ones who couldn't cook. Well, now, he chose 2 girls to cook the main dishes. Now, the first girl he chose was Margaret Highway. Now, she was the judge's daughter, and she was known to cook the best chicken on this side of the Mississippi. And then there was Blindella Justice. She was the judge's daughter, and she was known to cook the best rabbit on this side of the Mississippi. Sometimes they said it tastes like chicken. Well, anyway, these gals was chosen to cook the main 2 dishes. Well, come that first Sunday, y'all, come that first Sunday, they said that church was packed with all them single gals up in there. Them single gals come up in there with all that face paint on and all that cheap smelling perfume. And they said that cheap smelling perfume choked all the mosquitoes in town. Oh, yes, it did. Well, anyway, that young pastor, he preached to the heavens. He preached so hard till the foundation shook that day. Well, after that powerful sermon, everybody went on down to the community center. Now, the community center was cross this bridge with a little bit of water up under, cross this bridge with a little bit of water up under, cross this bridge with a little bit of water up under. And everybody had to cross that bridge to get to the community center. Well, the pastor, he had to lock up the church. Well, anyway, he was the last one leaving the church, and as he was locking up the church door, that cheap-smelling perfume and fresh air, that cheap-smelling perfume and fresh air, that cheap-smelling perfume and fresh air got mixed up in his nostrils. But he ain't paid it no attention, so he locked the church door, and he went on towards the community center, where that bridge is with a little bit of water, where that bridge is with a little bit of water, where that bridge is with a little bit of water. Well, by the time he got to that bridge with a little bit of water, that fresh air and that cheap-smelling perfume and that fresh air and cheap-smelling perfume and that fresh air and cheap-smelling perfume got mixed up in his nostrils in the middle of that bridge with a little bit of water, in the middle of that bridge with a little bit of water, and that cheap-smelling perfume and fresh air got mixed up in his nostrils, and he ran back and he said, "Ah!" Chew! Well, y'all, when he sneezed, his false teeth fell out his mouth and fell all in the water. Now, I know you wonder why this young singer pastor got false teeth. Well, he was living in Philadelphia one time, and he wanted to be this big-time boxer, where he come across the wrong joker. Well, while he was down there on the mat, he looked up at the Lord and said, if you get me out this situation, I'll preach your gospel. So that's how he became a young pastor. Well, anyway, he goes to the community center with a handkerchief over his mouth. And when he get there, everybody usher him in and they just clap because of that powerful sermon that he had just preached at that little Baptist church. Well, they led him to the head table and they sat him down, and Margaret Highway, the sheriff's daughter, she brought out her fried chicken and she sat it at the head table. And then Blindella Justice, the judge's daughter, she brought out her rabbit and they said it tastes like chicken. Well, she sat it at the head table, and He kept that handkerchief over his mouth, and he looked at the chicken, and he looked at the rabbit, he looked at the chicken, he looked at the rabbit, he looked at the chicken, and he started out with the mashed potatoes. Then he started with the stewed carrots. Well, finally, he let everybody know what was going on, and just so happened there was two little boys, twins, Bobby and Johnny Atwater, sitting at the back of the convention center. Well, them two boys always kept string in the back of their pocket. One ran up to that table and grabbed a chicken leg, and one run up there and grabbed a rabbit leg, and they hightailed it out that community center. Well, they got to that bridge with a little bit of water up under, that bridge with a little bit of water up under, that bridge with a little bit of water up under. First one, that string around that chicken leg, and he took that chicken leg, and he said, "Choo." And that chicken leg, it bobbed, and it bobbed because it was cooked in grease, and it bobbed, and it bobbed, and he yanked it out the water. Then he took that rabbit leg, and he said, "Phew." That rabbit leg, it bobbed because it was cooked in grease too. It bobbed, and he yanked out that rabbit leg, and the first one, he took that chicken leg one last time. And y'all may think I'm lying, but he took that chicken leg, and he said, "Phew." Y'all, that chicken leg is sailing through the air. And as that chicken leg is sailing through the air, and right before that chicken leg hit that water, y'all may think I'm lying, that false teeth jumped out that water and grabbed that chicken leg. And come to find out, that young single pastor ate chicken 7 days a week and twice on Sunday, and then took some to work on Monday. Y'all have a good one. We good.